Hey good people, this is Ahmed Mina from MinawaTube, and today we're going to talk about what to bring to Thailand when you're coming and what not to. So you're coming to Thailand, you already booked your ticket, you know when you're going to travel, so you're packing your bags at the moment. So you want to think about what should I bring with me when I go to Thailand and what should I leave behind. So it depends, of course. If you're coming here as a tourist, there's some things that you need to bring with you and some things that you don't need to really to bring with you. If you're coming here for business, it's basically like going anywhere for business. That's what you really pack with you. But generally, there's some things that are a little bit different when it comes to Thailand. So first, let me start with things that you don't need to bring when you come to Thailand with you. And number one, and the most important, and the one that takes a lot of space in the bag, and actually that same mistake I did, I brought with me a jacket. So please don't bring with you a jacket when you're coming to Thailand. I brought a jacket because I love the jacket, and I knew that it was a tropical country. You don't really need a jacket, but I thought that maybe once in a while I will need to wear a jacket. But you don't really need to wear a jacket. Of course, it depends which part of Thailand you are. So like in the northern part of Thailand is a bit more chillier, but I think maximum what you would need there is a jumper, especially if you're coming from the western countries. It's not going to be really that cold for you. It will barely be like a spring weather or something. So you can just take with you a jumper just in case, but don't bring with you a jacket. It's just gonna be taking a lot of space from your bag, gonna be taking a lot of space from your cupboard, and it won't really help. So that's the first thing not to bring with you when you come to Thailand. Number two, try your best not to bring a lot of clothes when you come to Thailand. Why am I saying not to bring a lot of clothes? Because here in Thailand, clothes are really cheap, and you have everything. Honestly, you really have everything. You have the brands, you have the knockoffs, and you have the non-brand and not a knockoff, but very cheap. T-shirts, pants, whatever you want. So Thailand is kind of like an industrial country, and it's actually very easy to find a lot of things that are made here in Thailand, but they're international brands. So don't think that you'll not find here even international brands because it's in Asia. No, many of these international brands are actually even produced here in Thailand and then sent back to your country. But here in Thailand it's going to be cheaper. So in case you want to bring with you a lot of clothes, it's fine. You can bring a lot of clothes with you, but also at the same time you can buy here some clothes, and the old clothes that you brought with when you came from your country, you can just give it out to a charity or an NGO or something. But you don't need to really pack your bag with a lot of clothes. And actually I think you would need like 5 to 6 t-shirts, and then like a couple of shorts, a couple of pants, and you're good to go. Another thing you shouldn't bring with you when you come to Thailand is like a whole bag full of medicines. So a lot of tourists when they come to Thailand, or even investors when they come to Thailand, whether for a short time or a long time, they bring a lot of medicine from their country, thinking maybe that they won't find this medicine here in Thailand. Of course, if it's a prescription medicine that is special and very important to you, you need to bring that with you, that's for sure. But if it's like Panadol or medicine for flu, medicine for cough, that stuff is here. I mean, like it's not hard to find. There are pharmacies almost everywhere. If you enter any store like Tesco, a department store like Tesco, or any other kind of big store, you would always find at least a small pharmacy attached to the supermarket. So you can find any medicine you want. Maybe you won't find the same name or the same brand as in your home country, but you would find something that has the same effect. But of course you also find international brand, but that would be like more expensive. There's a lot of tax on international products, so it will be more expensive even than if you bought it when you're in your own country. But generally you don't need that. You would have in here the medicine that you need, and to be good enough to take you through the time you're going to spend here in Thailand. Now, like other small things that you actually don't need to bring with you when you come to Thailand is like, for example, a hair dryer. You don't need to bring your own hair dryer when you come to Thailand, unless you're coming to live in Thailand. That's a different case. But if you're coming for a tour or you're going to the beach or something, usually most hotels have a hair dryer there. But if you're going to stay in a hostel or you're going to go to an Airbnb, maybe you need to bring your own hair dryer, or you need to just do it in the natural way. In Thailand you have a lot of sun, so I don't think it will take a lot of time for you to dry your hair. And another thing which is also important for you to know, that in Thailand you have a store called 7-Eleven. It's very popular in America and in Japan, but it's also popular here in Thailand. So this store has mostly anything you need that is, let's say, urgent. For example, like underwear, like vests and socks, you can just go into 7-Eleven and just get it, and you'll be okay, you'll be sorted. You don't need to bring a lot of them from your country or from where you're coming from. And also flip-flops, you don't need to, you can just get it from 7-Eleven. You don't need to bring your flip-flops from your country up to here. Now let's talk about things that you need to bring with you when you're coming here to Thailand. That list is not so big. I mean, it's also like, because almost anything you can find here in Thailand, but there's some things that you can just bring with you just in case. Of course, I'm not talking here about things like medicine and prescription medicine. Those things are some things that you have to bring with you. Anything that is very important for your life and your well-being, of course, you have to always keep with you at all time. But here I'm talking about the optional things that whether you bring or you don't bring won't really affect you directly. So let's talk about number one thing that you need to bring with you here in Thailand is a comfortable shoe. If you have some comfortable sneakers, that's good for walking, that's very good. Especially if you're here in Thailand as a tourist. If you're here in Thailand as a tourist, you will do a lot of walking. Whether you like walking or you don't like walking, everything is going to entice you to walk. The weather is going to entice you to walk. The markets, the night markets, and the beach. You're gonna always feel like walking, you know, so you need to get something comfortable so you don't really feel a lot of pain later at night. So try to bring a very comfortable shoes when you're coming here to Thailand. Other things that you should bring with you when you come here to Thailand, they're found here in Thailand, you can find them, but they're a little bit more expensive than most of the countries, like or Western countries. Like for example, mosquito repellent. They're found here in Thailand, but they're usually like more expensive. You find them like for $5 or more here in Thailand, and why should you like buy it for that much when you're in your country? You're gonna find it for $2 or less. So yeah, if you're gonna spend a longer time here in Thailand, you can just bring with you like mosquito repellent. You can bring with you deodorant, because also deodorant here in Thailand is a little bit more expensive, because they know that the country and the weather and the environment, that's what a lot of people like to buy. Also sunscreen, yeah, by the way, sunscreen, if you need to use sunscreen and you need to use a lot of it, try to bring from your country, because it's going to be cheaper. But that's in case you're going to stay here for a very long time. If you're going to stay here for a couple of weeks, you don't need to bother yourself and fill your bag with a lot of things. You can just come here and buy in the store. That little money won't really like affect. But if you're here for a long time, so that maybe can make a difference when you buy a number of them before coming here to Thailand. So the last thing that you need to bring with you when you come here to Thailand is a backpack. It's very important because since the beginning of 2020, plastic bags have been banned to be used in Thailand. You cannot use a plastic bag. It's not good for the environment and it's illegal. Now you can't just go to a shop and use a plastic bag. So if you're having a plastic bag, of course, on the road, nobody's gonna stop you or anything, but just like nobody's gonna give you a plastic bag when you purchase something. So the best thing is to have your backpack at all times, put everything that you need and everything that's important in your backpack, a tight backpack, very secure one, and you can just walk with it and be hands-free and enjoy the whatever you're doing. But also it's very important for you to buy a waterproof backpack. I have two backpacks and both of them are waterproof. In Thailand, Thailand is a tropical country. You cannot know when it's gonna rain. It's gonna seem like it's gonna rain the whole day and it doesn't rain whatsoever. And sometimes it doesn't seem that it's gonna rain at all and it just rains and it powers like it's winter or something. So like try to have a backpack that's waterproof, that will protect all your gadgets and protect all your clothes and whatever you bought, and at the same time you can put in it your gadgets that you brought maybe from your country, like power bank. It's very important also for you to bring a power bank from your country when you're coming, because like you can be out all day, so you need maybe a power bank for that. So that's very important for you to have a backpack with you when you come here to Thailand. If you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, and comment below in case I forgot to mention anything. So thank you for watching.